Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with another video from Nostalgia Critic. Today we got another top 11, which we haven't done since we've done with E.C. Andrews with Tom and Jerry. Today is top 11 funniest Disney villains. Villains that make you crack up laughing. Never thought you'd see the day, huh? But with Disney, kind of done a dozen. There are a lot of them. So, which one made you laugh the loudest? Let me know. And let's see. I'm kind of curious if they're going to include any Marvel characters. Because, they do have some good writing there, but, well, let's see who's the funniest. Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Here we go.
This episode brought to you by Rocket Money, the personal finance app that helps lower your bills. Also brought to you by Chime, the award-winning app and debit card that can save you money today. Hey folks, we're starting YouTube memberships. If you want access to emojis, polls, behind-the-scene videos, and other perks, check out and see if you want to become a member. More perks coming soon.
Cool. Here we go. And let's begin.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic.
Hey, Critic, how you doing?
Remember it, so you don't have to. Even if you're not the biggest fan of Disney, everybody's a big fan of their villains.
True.
I can't be the only one to say some of the best villains in all of cinema come from Disney's animated library. Evil, conniving, and at times, damn hilarious.
Yeah,
we've talked a lot about the evilest Disney villains, but not a ton about who the funniest ones are. Because it is the world of animation, you can combine both the attempts at trying to look and feel realistic with the attempts to be as cartoonishly over the top as possible. This makes for an unforgettable combo that leads to a lot of unforgettable baddies. But which ones are the funniest? Which ones do you look back on and can't help but smile and even kind of chuckle out loud thinking about their goofiest moments? There's a ton of them to look through, and I'm gonna give my count today. A few restrictions though. No Pixar movies, and also no properties bought later. This is only the Disney Studios animated library because, well, they started this whole animated film business, so I think it makes sense to give them a whole top 11 list. Why top 11?
Fair enough.
Because this is the top 11 funniest Disney animated villains.
So you should start a own comedy show. Start it off, man. Number 11?
Number 11. Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
Really?
Okay, before you go now, she's so low on the list because this isn't the most charming or sinister villains, it's the funniest. In my opinion, there are 10 other villains that make me laugh a lot harder than her, but she is still pretty damn hilarious. From Pat Carroll's wonderful voice work to her one-of-a-kind design, Ursula is about as iconic a villain as you can get. She owns every moment of evil and every moment of hilarity. The way she goes back and forth between being that sassy aunt who breaks some of the rules and a full-on psychopath is seamless. Whether it's doing a natural laugh or an evil laugh, a delightful smile or an insane smile, a shout for joy or a shout for darkness, they're all hilariously extreme and
works together, doesn't it?
Don't underestimate the importance of body language.
She enjoys every diabolical move she makes, and we enjoy it with her. She has so much fun trying to gain as much power as possible, and, of course, sneaks in a ton of bitchy one-liners throughout all of it.
The miserable, lonely, and depressed. Pathetic.
And let's not forget when she transforms from Ariel's voice, too. These scenes of her getting her ass literally ripped off are so much fun and lead to some great reactions. It's so rare we see the traditional Disney princess design go this zany and this slapsticky, so it's pretty enjoyable to watch. Her enjoyment is our enjoyment, and it's pretty difficult not to laugh along.
Dear sweet child, that's what I do.
Well, she seems more conniving than funny to me, but anyway, number 10.
Jafar from Aladdin.
Really?
This is another one you may think should be a little higher, but again, we are mainly going on laughs. With that said, not only does Jafar have some of the funniest moments in Aladdin, though granted I think every character in this movie does, but he also has some great support. Teaming him up with Iago was a brilliant
AKA Gilbert Gottfried.
Gottfried's voice and Jonathan Freeman's voice offset each other perfectly.
How may I be of service to you?
That
a
hurt.
smart one or a dumb one either. It's just two awful characters who are awful in slightly different ways. One uses his smooth voice and intimidating demeanor to his advantage.
Jafar.
The other uses his small size and unique voice to get what he wants. And it is pretty fun when you see him kinda switch places, when you'll see Iago try to act a little bit more smooth.
Excellent work, Iago.
Go on.
Really, on a scale of 1 to 10, you are an 11.
And Jafar act loud and insane.
Jafar, get a grip! Good grip.
Yet neither feels out of character. That is one of the most enjoyably crazy laughs ever. Jafar's also a step above Ursula because he too impersonates a different character, and I just find this guy a little funnier. He is so over-the-top grotesque, but absolutely loves being that way. Hell, even kind of shows off being that way, that he just cracks me up. And come on, you gotta love those dad jokes.
Your time is up. Don't toy with me. Things are unraveling fast now. Get the point? I'm just getting warmed up.
Keep an eye out for my joke book, Evil Puns and Groaning Grumpies.
Pretty much.
Also, I don't know why, but his reaction after dealing with the Sultan here kills me. Most people look at Iago spitting the cracker out, but I always look at him rolling his eyes. For some reason, that just makes me laugh so hard.
Your Majesty certainly has a way with dumb animals.
In the first film of the Disney Renaissance, that was considered a comedic adventure. It only makes sense that its villain should get a lot of good giggles. On a scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah.
he's... well, no, he's 10, but it's a solid 10.
Didn't he get a return to Jafar? I'm not remembering. Anyway, number 9.
Number 9.
X.
Mad Madam Mim from The Sword and the Stone. This is
Didn't
another
think she
one
was
of
a
those
villain.
underrated
What's
characters,
time?
and in a weird way, it's not that hard to see why. She doesn't get a ton of screen time, and in the grand scheme of things, you could technically cut her out, but then you not only miss out on a visually inventive battle, but also some hilarious moments. Mim is like that bitchy next-door neighbor who just happens to have the power of Satan. She can transform into anything, yet she spends most of her time playing solitaire. She makes rules up literally so she can break them as soon as she starts. She has these unstoppable powers that can take over the world, but a friggin' flu takes her out. She's just a great mix of contradictions. Her transformations also get a lot of big belly laughs, as both her and Merlin hold on to both their hair and favorite color with every creature they become, leading to a lot of funny and creative designs. And yeah, like I said, the slapstick here is a lot of fun.
Just you wait, you're gonna pay.
Gong.
When you think of an evil, funny witch and the evil, funny powers she has, Mim is one of the first characters that comes to mind. I'm actually a little shocked they didn't give her more staples of a witch like the pointy hat and broom. But maybe they thought it'd be too close to other famous witches that they had.
Talk about later.
Which already kind of share a similar voice.
Oh, bat gizzards. Oh, bless their little black hearts.
Whatever the reason, she's a
Kinda
great
does.
selfish evildoer who's always in it for herself. And luckily, we're in it too for all the laughs she gives.
I win! I win!
Honestly, she's seen as more of a goofy side character. You know, like, she acts bad, but honestly, I think the reason they didn't give her, like, the pointy hat was because, remember, I think this was before that stereotype became a thing. I'm not sure when it did, but I think it was like the 1900s, or maybe the 1800s, the same witch trials. You know, the Puritan hat. I think that's when the whole pointy hat broomstick came to be. At least that's what I remember, but I'm not too sure. I mean, I'm not too sure, but if you guys know, let me know, but do you guys remember when the stereotypical witch came to be? Because I think it's either 18 or 1900s. I don't know. Hard to say. But you guys will probably let me know, but could be either or, but it was definitely way longer after the Arthur age. So, at Ursula, Jafar, and the Crazy Witch from Sword in the Stone. I'm sorry, just didn't leave much of an impression, did she? Anyway, next. Number 8.
Number 8. The Queen of Hearts from Alice.
Off with her head!
One of the fun
Yeah,
things
you don't
about
do
this
this.
movie is almost anyone can technically be a villain. Every second somebody is trying to disrupt whatever Alice is doing or even try to cause her harm. Hell, all of Wonderland is literally chasing her by the end.
See?
But by far the literal queen of hilarious evil is the Queen of Hearts. She's basically a spoiled brat in a grown woman's body, and if she ever doesn't get her way, you know what that means.
Off with their head! Off with his head! Off with her head! Off with your hat!
Watching Alice as well as everybody try to navigate through her temper tantrums is some of the best comedy in an already very funny movie. I love you never know if she's gonna greet you with a smile or an axe. I think half the time even
Probably
the
half the
queen
time
doesn't know.
axe.
The way she goes from an almost pleasant, even comforting demeanor
Now, where do you come from and where are you going?
to a demonic she-demon just keeps you on your toes and ready to laugh at any mental breakdown she has.
Never mind all that. Get to the part where I lose my temper.
I particularly
Wow.
love when she goes cowardly. Once Alice becomes a giant, watching her try to still have some authority but also hide behind her tiny husband just slays me.
Room 42, you know.
And as for you,
And then when Alice shrinks, that look of absolute vengeful delight, like, oh bitch, you're going down.
Yep.
Just like this
Your
one
turn.
long mid-yell after the Cheshire Cat pretty much cements Alice's demise.
You're a fat, pompous, bad-tempered old tyrant.
Off with her head!
Missed it? Watch it again.
Tyrant.
Yo, whoa.
That is amazing. This is a dumb, childish, and of course, mad character who knows how to get the biggest laugh.
I mean, it's a world of madness, so I
Nothing
think she's.
whatever! Nothing whatever! That's very important!
Number 7. Fair enough. Next.
Captain Hook from Peter Pan.
Oh.
This is another one where the comedic support helps a great deal. Captain Hook is supposed to be intimidating, but every
I mean, it's
version
Pirate
he's
Captain,
supposed
why
to be a
not?
little comical too. And his teaming up with both Smee and especially the crocodile
Tick
lead
tock.
to some of the funniest animation in any Disney movie. I feel like when people hear the name Captain Hook, this is the first thing that comes to their mind.
Yeah,
I'm not
true.
even saying he's the best one. I still have a soft spot for Tim Curry, but he's the most recognizable in terms of how he looks and juggling both
Yeah, I
intensity
mean, the
and
outfit,
comedy.
you know.
His banter with his bumbling sidekick gets a lot of great moments.
Am I not a man of me word, Mr. Smee?
yes. Always, Captain.
And yes,
He
even
crosses
he
fingers
shows
like,
his great
oh,
slapstick.
oops.
Well, Captain, it's nice to see you smiling again.
God, that's cool. But like I said, the best moments are with the crocodile.
Yeah,
he is so afraid of this thing and so in pain while fighting him, you almost feel sorry. for him. But that pity just makes the humor all the better, as his pain is just
It's just a living cartoon in this one now. Oh. Yeah, my foot! Oh,
And if you team up both the crocodile and Smee with Hook, that's it. I am a goner with laughter watching these three together.
Help me! Oh, right in the gut. Oh!
No, really,
Whoopsie.
slow down some of this slapstick to see how perfect the timing is.
Bonk.
Even the sound design is perfect. I practically piss my pants whenever he makes that skipping sound across the water after he screams for help. So it's him being chased, being skipped across the water, the pirate so scared they're rowing lifts them into the air, Hook traveling under the boat while they're in the air, and the croc following right after. That's
Ow.
5 layers of comedy in just a few seconds. Not to mention you also get kind of a half performance with him as the father in the beginning too, which also leads to a lot of great comedy.
Uh-oh. Why?
Poor Nana.
Poor me!
It's great. His
Right.
support is great, helping lead to, what else? Some great laughs.
Cursed Peter Pan.
Yeesh. Poor Hook.
Number 6.
Next.
Corella DeVille from 101 Dalmatians.
Corella DeVille.
Think of the stereotypical evil villainess with a cigarette holder and a fur coat, but with a humorous
AKA
texture.
fashion designer with
Corella
no
is
love for
always
animals.
the first to come to people's minds. Absolutely nothing about her is subtle.
True.
Her design, the volume of her voice, even her evil plan is pretty damn intense.
I don't care how you kill the little beast, but do it! Poison them, drown them, bash them in the head. You got any chloroform?
Good God, lady.
What's so
damn.
great about her is that she never holds anything back. She does more than wear her emotions on her sleeve. She makes a fashion statement out of it.
How are you? Miserable, darling, as usual, perfectly wretched.
Everything she does is big and crazy. Half of her extreme reactions look like a giant mosquito who's out for more blood than the world has. I've talked about that sketchy Xerox style in the past and how sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't in Disney films. Honestly, here,
Can't remember the
half and
time
half.
period, but that
I don't
would
think
fit.
it always works on the human characters, but man, does it work on Corella. Every odd, out-of-place pencil line just makes her look even more unhinged. Like, even her line work can't keep up with how extreme she is. She's also one of the few Disney villains who's just as interesting in the straight-to-DVD sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I confess, I
really?
actually really like the sequel to 101 Dalmatians, and a
Really?
lot is
Patch's
because
Big
of
Adventure?
Corella's story.
Oh.
She has a complete mental breakdown and suddenly becomes obsessed with creating the perfect work of art that centers around, what else? Dots. That's already funny enough, but when she reveals the only way to create the perfect dot is to use the blood of Dalmatians, holy
whoa.
shit is that bonkers. But man, it's iconically funny as well. There's a reason she's still a hit Halloween costume all these years later. Because people love to dress up as the fabulous, mental, and fashionably hilarious Queen of Insanity.
Cruella, Cruella de Vil.
I mean, considering how popular she was to get her own film, you know, Corella, that film, wasn't Emma Stone doing her? Hang on. Sorry, I gotta remember who played Corella in that movie, because been a while since I've seen it, so... And, yep. Yep. Okay, yeah, Emma Stone, I was right. Okay. I don't remember. And still, gotta love it. Anyway, let me just check to see if there's the... Yep, okay. Not letting you go through that ad, so just trying to get past this part. Oh, I think I passed it accidentally. A little further back. That works, okay. So, 5 more to go. Let's get to it.
Number
Number
5.
5?
Ratigan from The Great
Yeah.
Mouse Detective.
I remember this
It's
guy.
rare you get a villain who's equally intelligent, charming, and funny as the lead in a Disney movie. But Ratigan
think
and
is the
Basil
rat
are
version
perfectly
of, well-
matched. This is different than some of the other
Sorry,
Disney
I was like,
villains
wait,
where
what
they
was
had
it?
good comedic support. Here, Ratigan's comedy mostly comes from his rivalry with the main protagonist. It's a battle of the egos, and both of them are equally
I
comedic.
can't remember the guy.
I haven't had a moment's peace of mind.
However, Ratigan has an animation style that truly is something to behold. He's one of only 2 characters on this list, the other I'll get to later, who I simply can't separate the voice from the animation. Like, you can replace other Disney characters with other voices, and sure, they may not be as good, but you could still buy it okay. Vincent
Yeah,
Price's
just
voice
don't
and
call him a
comedic
rat.
timing
He'll kill
are
ya.
so ingrained with this design and movement, I can't fathom any other sound coming out of him. It really is what the phrase hand in glove was invented.
Pretty much.
Let me show you how it works. What? Basil on the case!
Both his large size and intimidating bruteness
Nice.
contrast perfectly with his sophisticated daintiness. He's both a bloodthirsty monster, but also an elegant dancer who literally has a fountain of champagne. When he's bested, it's both so satisfying and hilarious to see, slithering from a quiet whisper to a thunderous roar.
Though frankly, I expected you 15 minutes earlier.
You never know what's gonna come out of this guy, except that whatever it is, it's probably gonna get a laugh.
That or
To say, but
end the world.
stops, and that's that.
Oh, how sweet.
Number 4. Isma and CR from The Emperor's New Groove.
Ah, there they are. Hey.
So I'll admit, this isn't a movie I really got that into. I'm not the
Eh,
biggest
boom, baby.
Spade guy, but I don't know, maybe I gotta see it again. However, I am really huge in Eartha Kitt and Patrick Warburton, so naturally, I love
Moriarty,
these two.
okay.
Words can't describe the bizarre
Oh, yeah, on this
chemistry these two have. Both their animation and their voice acting get so many laughs whenever they're on screen.
Does he A little to the left.
Little left. There you go.
Have any idea of who he's dealing with?
It's no secret the movie doesn't keep that close to telling a straightforward dramatic story. In fact, half the time they just abandon logic for a joke.
How did you get back here before us?
How did we, Kronk?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you got me.
Those themes do come from
It
this,
makes me
too.
realize.
It's
How do we
another
do-
strange
how do we pull that
pair of
off?
opposites, with one being the brains and the other being the bronze, but the uniqueness of how these two talk and the unexpected tone shifts in their humor always keep you guessing as to what they're gonna say or do next. The design on these two are also crazy memorable.
Definitely
They
a
almost
Disney
look
hidden
like
gem on this
carvings
one here.
An ancient temple if one of them was withering away and the other was on steroids. They so don't go together that it naturally creates comedy.
Yeah,
without even
definitely
having
an
to
odd
try
couple
at all.
moment here.
He's still alive?
Well, he's not as dead as we would have hoped,
He can't come back?
especially after that lovely eulogy.
These two are just so naturally hilarious. It's hard to even explain. They just have
what?
the most unique yet familiar, bombastic yet pathetic, strong yet also weak relationship a comedy duo should have. More and more, the internet makes memes out of them, and for good reason. They just
They
produce
do it well.
so many laughs no matter where you place them. Well, almost where you place them.
Yeah, Crocs and
The
Groove.
movie as a whole may not be my thing, but even I know what a phenomenal comic duo these two have always been.
It's your birthday!
Number 3.
Kronk. Number 3?
Prince John from
Yeah.
Robin Hood. The prissy Prince of Nottingham brings all his glamorousness and
Well,
maybe just
fatness.
a few innuendos.
I've got a dirty thumb.
Okay, maybe
Just
a
a
lot of
mummy.
innuendos, but even outside of that,
Okay.
this character is die-hard, laugh-out-loud amazing. Like some of the villains on this list, he's pompous, egotistical, whiny as hell, incredibly vain. But, unlike those other villains, he's teamed up with a snake. Which, yes, just makes the innuendos even funnier.
Be gone, long one.
To hell with
Long
Beauty
one.
and Mr. Aladdin and Jasmine, these two are Disney's power couple. They work
Only.
so well off each other
Ooh.
and practically breathe humor. Just about everything they do is funny. It always sounds like their voice actors are just having a ball, going over the top, but in a way that's still believable to what the characters are.
Sean the worst. Marvelous, merciful.
You got it all wrong. The sniveling, groveling, wheezing.
Every moment with them is like
Right
watching
here.
couples counseling go incredibly wrong, but incredibly right at the same time. You know, in some respects they shouldn't be together, but you know, in many other respects, nobody else would be able to stand them. So it's
Yeah,
like an
fair.
alliance of convenience.
Please don't do that. You have a very loud thumb.
I think it's pretty
What'd he
straightforward
say?
why
Flip
these
flop
two are so
thumb?
great.
What?
Well, maybe not straightforward. Come on, you knew I had to make that joke. And if you disagree, just think of the funniest couple you can having an argument, and tell me these two aren't at least just as funny.
Get out of that if you can.
Yeah, those two would definitely have their own spin-off, I swear. Surprised they didn't. Anyway, number 2.
Gaston from Beauty
Oh.
and the Beast. It's a villain
Gaston,
that's
huh?
both so simple yet hilarious at the same time. Gaston is
Brutal
the
and
egocentric, good-looking
egocentric.
hunter who's a favorite of the entire town except for Belle, for the man who has everything he wants. Well,
Her.
Everything, including Belle's hand in marriage.
We'll have 6 or 7.
Dogs?
No, Belle. Strapping boys like me.
Seeing his transformation
Sure.
from comedic foil to an absolute monster happens so naturally, yet you realize it's not even a transformation. We just find out more about him.
Pretty
In the
much.
first half, though, he's both so intimidating but so pathetic at the same time. You have to laugh while
Well,
watching.
bye.
It's fun seeing someone people admire for being so confident become so desperate and dumb and trying to get what he wants.
He needs all the help he can get.
Don't talk about my father that way.
Yeah, don't talk about her father that way.
He's a guy everybody has
Like,
seen somewhere
oops.
in their lives. Maybe you don't know him personally, or maybe you do, but you recognize a lot of this character in other people. Once again, he's given great support with his sidekick, LeFou, the small doofus who often gets things wrong but loves being in the presence of greatness, even if he's often punished for it.
So, how'd it go?
What do you think?
Gaston is so egocentric, even his villain song is named after him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not be prepared or hellfire or singing about things that are important to the villain, because to this villain, he is
It's
the most
himself.
important thing to him.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
Even when he goes full evil, there's still some funny moments with him. Like, his taunts are just so mean, I always have to chuckle at them.
What's the matter, beast? Too kind and gentle to fight back.
And when he's finally bested, it's so great seeing him turn into a complete quivering coward.
Let me go! Please, don't hurt me!
The voice acting is great, his design is unassuming, his writing flows very organically, and he's a laughably dumb clod all the way through. No one's as great as Gaston,
But there's
maybe one.
Oh, one more?
And the number
Yeah, I
one
forgot about
funniest Disney animated film. Come on, you know it's Hades.
Yep.
Like half of you
Come
I know
on.
just skipped ahead to see if your
Sat
guess
away
was
from.
correct. And
Hey, where's
it
my hair?
was. Hades is a comedic miracle of animation. Yeah, so as a lot of you are probably aware, I wasn't like the biggest fan of this movie, which also led to some comedic avenues.
It looks like Vegas. Why does it look like Vegas? How is that funny? I don't get it.
Look, I'm sorry. Anything that has me look like Slugworth from Tom and Jerry Willy Wonka is gonna make me laugh. Anyway, I didn't hate the movie. Honestly, when the film came out, it didn't get a warm reception from critics and audiences, so it is interesting seeing it get more and more of a following. With that said,
it takes
everyone
time.
across the
Age
board
like
said
wine.
James Woods' Hades was about as perfect a comedic performance as you could get.
So is this an audience or a mosaic?
How are things in the underworld?
Well, they're just fine. You know, a little dark, a little gloomy, and as always, hey, full of dead people. What are you gonna do?
The story is he was in a
That's
silly
tomato.
mood and he voiced the character like his agent, and they reworked the film around that.
Okay, fine. I'm cool. I'm fine.
Sure.
And okay, I'll just say it. I get the feeling that
cool,
if James
cool,
Woods
fine.
was not Hades in this, I don't think people would like this film as much as they do.
Really?
Other movies like Peter Pan or Beauty and the Beast or Great Mouse Detective, if you replace the villain or even take him out, there's still other great things about him. There's still these masterworks. I could be wrong, but I think people would like Hercules fine, but love it because of Hades. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but take him out of the equation and really think about if you would keep returning to this movie.
Probably not.
I honestly think he means that much to it. This is a performance
Gotta
that
have
makes
that good foil.
every line funny, especially, yeah, again, I'll just say it, with a script that doesn't have that many funny lines for him. Not that they're all bad, they're clearly not, there are some good one-liners, but written, I don't think a lot of them would get that big a laugh. Like when he says the line, we dance, we kiss, we schmooze, we carry on, we go home happy, what do you say? Come on. It's not really that funny a line, but when he says it,
We dance, we kiss, we schmooze, we carry on, we go home happy. What do you say? Come on.
God damn, is that hilarious. This is the other
I think
character
this is
on
tone
this
in this
list,
one,
aside
just-
from Radigan, that I cannot separate. At all.
Fair.
Nobody could replace this voice.
Ever so nicely.
Aye, verse. Aye.
And funny enough,
or-
nobody has. Woods actually loves doing this voice so
Damn,
much
what's-
that he said he would always return to voice it. That is a huge
infatuation with that
undertaking for
dog.
such a popular character, but man, I think I speak for everyone when I say we're all thankful he does.
Thank you, Woods.
Are gonna get hurt, aren't they?
Nah, I mean, it's a possibility. It happens because, it's war, but what can I tell you? Anyway.
It's almost scary how funny he makes these lines, which is not to say he can't also be intimidating when he needs to be. When a scene has to be serious, he can play it serious, but he does so in a way that never feels forced or out of character. Gerald Scarfa's
Yeah, he
design
definitely has
also
that
allows the
mannerism to
animation
him
be
that
as
just works for
vibrantly
him, you know?
moody as the scene demands.
Thank you,
With
Hades.
his fiery hair changing color depending on his emotions, making his reactions all the more humorous.
The one schlemiel who can last it up is waltzing around in the world.
Yikes!
The speed, the charm, that distinct articulation, it is one of the most comfortable, ingrained, naturally funny performances, not just in a Disney film, but in any animated film, period. I'm not gonna pretend like every line is a laugh riot or anything, but every line has a spark of comedic joy that's impossible not to at least giggle or smile at.
I know.
I know. I got it. I got the concept.
The way the manic animation matches his mood swings, the way Woods performs the mood swings, and the way they meld together to absolute perfection, I really think
Yeah, you
it's
can't
an
go wrong with
amazing
this guy.
feat of comedy.
Just has
He's
his
the
moments.
most
Just-
hilarious kind of evil Disney has to offer, and it's such an amazing lineup, it probably goes without pointing out, that's really saying something.
Whoa, is my hair out?
With that said, do you
Oh, is
agree?
my hair out?
Do you think these are the funniest Disney villains? Do you think I was way off? Do you agree with the order, or did I get them backwards? Let me know what Disney baddies you think should be on the list, and we'll see what other great comedic foes Disney will make in the future. Which is already not off to a great start. I'm a
Yeah.
Nostalgia Critic. I remember.
Let's talk
so
about
you
that,
don't
the
have
better.
to.
So long!
Goodbye, see ya.
Thanks, Iago. And Jafar. And honestly, yeesh. With Hades, yeah, you can't think about this, like, that movie without thinking of the goofy god of death. I mean, he can turn out scary, but, I mean, when you think of, like, Hercules compared to the others, it's so ingrained in there, you can't help it, you know? Though, I'm not sure about Ursula, though. I don't know about the funny. What about you guys? You guys agree with the list? Honestly, I think my only gripe is with, Ursula. Other than that, great choices, but let me know in the comments. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.